Hi guys, it's Emily from Nobel Novels, and here's today's video. It's all relative tag. Now this is one I've been really excited about because you know I love relationships, you know I love family. So this is brilliant for me. I was tagged in this by the lovely Nikki from Red Dot Reads. Check out her channel. She's a newish channel and she's doing really well, and I love watching her videos. If you like mine, you'll love hers. So I'm going to tag people straight away because I think just get it done, and also that way you won't miss it if you stay at the start of the videos. Don't know how many of you stay till the end now. I really don't. So maybe I should just do what Chloe does and say give me an emoji at the end, and if you tell me if you stay till the end. I might try that. Let me know. Right, so I'm going to tag Charlie from Charles Heathcote. Well, I want to tag him anyway because I'm mentioning one of his books for one of the answers, so hey ho, you might as well do that anyway. Jack from Spread Book Joy. I don't think you've done this, so if you haven't done it by the time you see this, do it. I'd love to see you do it. It'd be brilliant. And then Beth from Beth's Life. She's another new channel, but I'm really enjoying watching her videos. So let me know if you do this. There's another channel. Now let's get on with the prompts. This should be a nice, quick and easy video because a lot of the books that I'm going to be mentioning I've spoken about before. So first one, Mamma Mia, features a mother pivotal to the story. I actually think the mother in Someone I Used to Know. Now, yes, Leah is the main character, but her mother is also a foster mother. So both Leah, who is a mother to her, has got a little girl, and her actual mother are both pivotal in this storyline because her mother fosters, and those foster characters are part of the storyline, one of them. Leah is a mother, and her relationship with her daughter is very pivotal because she realises what it's like to be a mother, and being a mum yourself makes you think about your own relationship with your mum. So both those characters in this book are fantastic, and this is a book that I thoroughly promote. So yeah, Someone I Used to Know. Papa Don't Preach features a dad you like or despise. Now, I found this hard to think about because there's one obvious answer, which is, I'm going to say, is Emma, because let's be honest, the father in that is brilliant. Emma's dad is fantastic, but I wanted to give a different answer, and that is Wives and Daughters, because Molly Gibson's dad, Mr. Gibson, is pivotal. He does remarry, and that's obviously what this book's about, Molly's relationship with her stepmother, but him in this is so good because he's always put Molly first. He marries because he thinks it's what's best for Molly, even though Molly doesn't actually want him to get married, but there you go. But he always puts Molly first, and he is a great father character. I love him in this book. I love Wives and Daughters. It's probably one of my absolute favourite Gaskell books. So that's my answer to that. Brothers and Sisters features an interesting sibling relationship. So many books can feature sibling relationships that I've got a million of them. So any book that I talk about pretty much has got siblings. So obviously you've got the Brown sisters in the Brown Girl trilogy. But what I wanted to do was to give you a different answer and actually talk about the siblings in A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. By the way, Mia's reading this at the moment, so I couldn't find it on my shelves. But the sisters in this are really interesting. This first book is about 3 sisters trapped by an ancient curse. 3 magical objects with the power to change their fate. Will it be enough to break the curse, or will it lead the sisters into deeper danger? Now, the 3 sisters in this are fantastic. You've got the elder sister, who is the responsible one, the one that sort of is telling them what to do. Then you've got the middle one, who's sort of like the key of the whole thing, which I think middle siblings often don't get the credit they deserve. They often are torn between the 2 sisters. I know my sister Charlie feels that. And then you've got the youngest one, who appears like, obviously, why the youngest one? She's never going to know it all. Actually, she knows the most, which I think is really interesting. So the sibling dynamic in this is fantastic. It's a bit different from normal, the preconceived ideas about the eldest, middle and youngest. That's what I love about this. So the sibling relationship of this is fantastic. I need to finish this series. I'm going to be reading it with Charlie at some point, so maybe try in December. I don't know how many bloody reads I've got to do, but we'll finish the series then. Right, the next one is It's Been 84 Years, a multi-generational book. Now, I've got a lot of books which have been over different time periods, but to think multi-generational was actually a bit of a harder one. But I've actually gone with The Switch by Beth O'Leary, because this is actually about a daughter, a young girl and her grandmother. but their roles that switched. But her actual mother, the middle one, is actually really interesting in this, and we actually hear her point of view. So this is perfect. So it's got the 3 generations. The Switch is a brilliant book. I thoroughly loved it. I know a lot of people have said it's not the best of the Beth O'Leary books. I certainly love The Road Trip, and I love The Flat Chair, but this is brilliant. This is a great multi-generational book. I'm sorry about that. Why is my garden at Lorry Park at the wrong time? I loved the grandmother in this. Eileen is the grandmother in this book, and oh my god, she is one of my favourite. I nearly used this for another prompt because it talks about an elderly character, but Eileen is amazing. And when she goes off to find herself, and you've also got Lena trying to find herself, and then you've got the mother in the middle of it, and it's a fantastic book about mothers and grandmothers and those 3 generations and their relationships. Fantastic. Love that book. Next, You Complete Me features an interesting marriage. I found this really hard. This was probably the hardest one to find and the one that I couldn't think. So I'm actually going to go with something a bit different, and I'm actually going to go with The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because there's quite a few interesting marriages, 7 interesting husbands in this, and those very interesting, very different marriages, very different dynamics. The reason why Evelyn marries all of them is just fantastic. So if you want books about marriages that are very different, this one's perfect. So one I definitely recommend. Hope that's not too much of a cheating one. Picture It in Sicily features an interesting elderly character. Now, I've just finished a book and I cannot remember the name, but if I remember it, I will put that in the book. And that's got an interesting elderly character, but I had to say our favourite book. There's only one, my favourite elderly character, and that is our Doris. She and her husband Harold are the 2 best elderly characters I've ever read about. This series is amazing. I am just going to shout you out that I will be rereading this series in January. Starting to rereading this probably February, but it will be reread next year in preparation for Charlie's newest book, which hopefully will be released next year. And this is brilliant. If you like elderly characters, if you want to laugh, if you want northern humour, this is the one to go for. I will always promote our Charlie. Friends with Benefit features a found family or friends as family. Again, I've read a lot of books on friends as family and found family, because growing up as part of a foster family, found family is very interesting. Again, someone I used to know could count for that, but the one that I'm going to count for that is my favourite Cathy Brownlee book I've ever read, A Patchwork Family. And this really is a patchwork family. It's about friends as family, it's about family not being blood, multi-generational as well. It's a fantastic book. This is her best book at the moment. I've got her latest book that's on my shelves, which I'm going to be reading next year, but this is brilliant. It's about Gina has been going for the flow for years. She'd rather have an easy life than face conflict. I don't like facing conflict. She runs a childminding business from a cottage at the edge of the Evergreens, a charming Victorian house and home to 3 octogenarians who have far too much fun for their age. But when Evergreens is put up for sale, Gina and her family of friends face losing their home. This one fits perfectly for that prompt and is amazing. Next one, penultimate prompt. I Think We're Alone Now features a character that was lost, abandoned or orphaned. There's only one book for this, The Secret Garden. We all know about Mary. It's one of my favourite classics. It's one of my favourite Victorian classics. It is absolutely friggin' amazing. I loved this book. If you want about orphaned children, she is the best. She starts off a spoilt brat, and then as the book progresses you see her change, and I love this book. The films are great as well. It's my favourite film to book adaptations. Love it. Then lastly, Fur Baby features an animal as part of a family or an important role in the family. Now, I don't have this book, but the book that I'm going to talk about is Marley and Me, because it's obviously the dog is part of the family. We've all seen the Jennifer Aniston film, brilliant film. Obviously I love my cat. She was here, she disappeared again. I would like to read more books with cats as part of the family. So if you know, that is my prompt for the end of this video. If you could leave me a comment below if you know about any cats that are part of a family in a book that that you think I should read, that you think I would love, let me know in the comments below. So that's this video done. It's a short and sweet video, which is about time because I know a lot of my videos are super long at the moment. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.